Coming from Monaco, probably the track most drivers dread, but hopefully they'll have a dry race. But it'll be better if they have a wet race for us, a bit more excitement. Just waiting on maybe one more driver joining us before we start. Got quite a few missing this week. That is just due to people not being able to attend, so nothing major. So we have 13 in the lobby at the moment, waiting for one more, and then we'll set off. So the tyre compounds used this race will be the Ultra Softs, Super Softs, and the soft tyres. Okay, we shall start the lobby. So yeah, we have a number of absentees. That is just due to various reasons, but hopefully we'll have them back for the next round. So we're looking forward to this race. Most prestigious race on the F1 calendar apparently. Not a lot of people like it, like I say. Hopefully we can have a clean race. I hope that's what we get, but you never know with the magic of Monaco. Must remember to skip the cutscenes because it causes problems. So we've got a few pre-race comments coming from the drivers. So we've got from Humbug. So he says, Monaco is a hard place and quali means a lot. As always, I'll try to keep it as clean as possible and maybe win some positions off someone pitting for the new front wing, aiming for a top 4 finish. And I can assure you there will be many wings used today, just because it's seriously hard as hell to win this race, even just to get around the track once. So we'll go check and see what the drivers are going to do. Hopefully it's dry, for the driver's sake, but you never know. Skip that bit. So for quali we're looking for mid 1 minute 12s, maybe low 1 minute 13s for maybe provisional pole, but we'll see. We are missing one driver, Ramovaj. He has gone off to race in a higher pedigree league, which we're just a start-up league, but we will get there. So we wish him all the best. We will get the right detail fitted for the menu. Alright, so everyone in the pit at the moment. We've got a Mercedes coming out first, and a couple more cars coming out. Now space is key. You need to leave yourself enough space, because you ain't gonna get very far if you're back behind a car that's a bit slower than you, as we get the two Mercedes coming out at once, nearly having a bit of contact there. So we will go on board with a Mercedes, I think. So we'll go on board with Chopper. He's clipped the pit wall already. Here we go. So as we know, we don't have the assist for pit exit because I don't think you need it as a driver. As we wait for the great camera view to show us where we are. So now these Mercedes got to try and make some space for themselves, because you don't want to be too close, at least 2 seconds apart, especially going around the slow corner around the Grand Hotel hairpin is tricky. And we've got contact already. A Haas running into the back of a Renault, which is a very odd thing to do. The drivers need to realise they need to separate a bit more than this. So we'll go on board with Lee Nell. Now I think he's hoping for a win this week, and it'll be the first different winner for our league, which would be pretty nice to see. So he's on the outlap, he's on his ultra soft tyres, trying to make a bit of space for himself. He's got a Renault creeping up behind him. The Renault's pushing him a little bit for space here, so I don't understand what the gameplay is there. But we got the Williams, his teammate currently missing due to personal reasons, but we wish him well and hope to see him next week. So as we come round the final corner to start, hopefully his pole position lap. So we've got 18 turns around Monaco, 18 glorious turns if you really love the track, or 17 if you're realistic, because the Grand Hotel hairpin is just ridiculously too tight. As Lee now is giving it all guns blazing at the moment, trying to get that lap time together. See what his sector 1 time will be, a 19.6. So we'll compare that in a little bit with some more drivers that we think may claim pole. Here we go, he's going to go coming through the last corner before the tunnel. Hopefully get a nice bit of speed through here, making sure you hit your braking point before the next corner. He's took it nicely, he's going to do well here. We'll just keep on board with him at the moment. Nice camera view of the steering wheel, see how hard the driver's working. Oh, he looks like he's clipped the barrier. Could be just the camera view, but it looked like he clipped the barrier a little bit there. Doesn't seem to have any damage at all, so it may just have been the camera view. We'll see a little lock up there. He's going to go around the last corner now. Let's see what his lap time is. Like I say, we're aiming for a 1 minute 12s, 1 minute 13s, and he's a 1 minute 14.291. He is now second place, as Humbug has got a 1:13.580. So 7 tenths off for Lee now. Racing Podge is a 1.8 seconds, massive time difference there. We'll go on board with Blood and Sand, and he's in the Ferrari. So let's see if he's on his outlap at all. We've got Sergeant Graham going 5th with 4.358 seconds off pole position time at the moment. Humbug there doing a sterling job at the moment, but I'm sure he's going to have another run just to see if he can cement that position. So we'll go to the pre-race comments again from Chopper. So, my most hated track of the year arrived, just hoping somehow to come out of it with a good point haul. Race days haven't been great for me so far, eager to change that. And I'm sure if he can keep it together, he's going to get some decent points, considering that we've only got 14 in the race at the moment, and the first lap around Monaco is usually ridiculously hard, with a few casualties coming at the expense of some of the teams that are looking on in despair. So still on board with Blood and Sand, so he's 1.8 seconds off the pace, so he's getting there. Another good lap. If he pits for some new tyres, hopefully he can get further up the field, as we're on board with his teammate Bloomstar in the sister Ferrari on the ultra soft tyres as well. Now this is his outlap, so he's trying to get the tyre temperature right, trying to get the brakes right. Don't want to be overheating the tyres or the brakes, so you get a good start to the lap. A bit of weave in there, very brave to do that. If I weaved around this track, I would be losing my wing. He seems to maybe got his temps up because he's not weaving as much. Oh, and oh, what a strange mistake. A bit too hot on the accelerator there, spun right into the barrier. We'll have to go pit, and that's a pair of tyres wasted, and a new front wing coming his way, and Ferrari will not be happy accepting that bill. So we'll go on board with Sergeant Graham, S. Graham, sorry, Sergeant Graham, that'd be a better name. So S. Graham, so he's in the Mercedes, looks like he's on his in-lap. So we'll go through the field again. On board with Chopper in the Mercedes, 4 tenths of a second off first place at the moment, so if he can pit, get a new set of fresh tyres on, he should be able to try and push Humbug a little bit harder for that pole position. We've got Techno Thriller, it's on the super soft tyres, so we're a little bit harder than the rest, and he's only 5 tenths away from first place. So if he knocks the ultra soft tyres on, he may be able to get pole position. I think the driver should be aiming for a low 1 minute 13, maybe even a high 1 minute 12. But we'll see how the track progresses. If more rubber down, more grip for the drivers will be available. interesting that quite a few drivers are not putting a lap in now. That's tactical maybe, start at the back, don't get involved with the mess at the first turn, but so many drivers not setting a lap just makes you wonder if there's going to be more carnage at the back than the front. We know BDS Jade Rios has got a quali ban due to an incident in the previous race at Spain. As we get all the drivers coming in now to try and change tyres to get that one last run in. We're on board with Humbug now. Will he go faster than 113.5? I've got a feeling he's going to aim for the very lowest of the 113s, maybe high 112. If he could do that, I think he'd be happy. And now he weren't expecting to win the race, but he was hoping for a good top 4 finish. If he carries on like this, he's showing his class here. He may be able to get that first win of the season for him. So as he's starting his lap, he's on the ultra. He's got a car in front of him. It's a McLaren Honda, but I don't think he should be upsetting his car too much with the downforce. The dirty air will be hitting his car a little bit, may affect him, but we won't know that until he goes through sector 1 time. So as he goes across sector 1 time, he is 2 tenths down on his personal best time. So that's 2 tenths quicker than the pole time at the moment. So it's looking good. He's going around the slowest corner in the F1 calendar. Still got a McLaren Honda hovering in front of him, and it looks like he's closing in on that McLaren Honda. The McLaren Honda's crashed. Now, would that have impeded Humbug's lap, having to watch out for that car, because it is sometimes the cars don't ghost and you could actually hit the car, as I experienced in practice on Monday. But we'll see how he goes. Let's see what he's made of. He's still in sector 2 at the moment. Hopefully he's still 2 tenths off his previous best time, so he's kept it together. He may have gained a bit more time if that incident didn't happen in front of him, but we'll never know. As we see him come around the last couple of corners, a little bit of a slide there. Coming down here, DRS wide open now. He goes down the pit straight. Let's see what time he can get. He gets a 1 minute 13.4. What a brilliant time. I don't know. It's going to be close. We'll go on board with Armour 9105 in the run-out. He's 2 tenths of, nearly 3 tenths of a second off pole position, and he gets it. A 1:13.439, 500ths of a second quicker than Humbug. As we got a Williams there trying to maybe get on his outlap, trying to get the tyre heating, trying to get the brakes up to temp as well. We will go on board with Lee now in the Williams. Now I'm sure Lee's going to be hoping for a high position of 5th on the starting grid. He's actually 6th at the moment. As we've got Racing Podger, 1 minute 12.614. An outstanding time that is. Brilliant time there from him, and he's going to be happy with that. Now hopefully he can keep it. It was Lee trying to make some space for himself. He's got the Renault in front of him. The Renault's going to, I think he's going to let him pass. He does. He lets him pass. So Lee will try now, gets a bit of temp in. And we've got Bloomstar retiring from the session. Could have been the yellow flag in sector 1 that's caused that. We've got a couple of drivers now retiring. They've done enough. They've done enough of their session. So Racing Podge hopefully is going to keep his pole position. Armour 9105, 2nd place. It's going to be tight for him to keep that 2nd position on the grid. So Lee now is coming around the last couple of corners. He's trying to make a bit of space there. Wise decision by him. Here we go. DRS wide open down the pit straight. Now he's going to have to try and get sector 1 time now. Sector 1 is usually quite close between all the drivers. It's usually about 2-3 tenths in it. It's the sector 2 which usually catches most of the drivers out. It's the bit where you've got to concentrate a little bit harder. He's taking his corners very well. He's got to watch out for the little bump on the left hand side. Oh, he's got over the bump, and he's a 10th down already on his best time. So we'll just see how he gets on. Sector 2, he can make it his own if he can just string the lap together. Seems to be making okay. Slowest corner he handled well. He's going now through the tunnel. He's got another car in front now. Will that be upsetting the downforce on this car, or will it be giving him a little boost? A little bit of a tow, but I think it's too distant. It won't be affecting him. He's going around. Oh, sorry, Chopper has gone into 2nd place, 6 tenths off Racing Podge. So the track is evolving, the track is getting faster. That's good for Lee. Hopefully he can get his Williams somewhere close to the top 3 or 4. Nice, he does it. Smooth on the steering wheel. Still wrestling the car though. Very tight track, especially with these wider F1 cars. It is extremely tight, especially around some of the slower corners. He's not done it. Quite a slow lap for him there. He's lost 1.8 seconds, so that'd be quite surprising for him. We'll go on board with Humbug. Now he's going to have to try. He's on his out lap. He's going to have to try and get the decent lap time to see if he can push his position up. But he's crossed the line as the flag drops, so that's it for him. He'll be starting 4th place at the moment. So we've got, at the moment, Provisional Pole Racing Podge, 2nd place Chopper, Armand 9105 is 3rd, Humbug is 4th, King of Assists 5th, Techno Thriller 6th, 7th is Lee Now, TJ on his 18 is 8th, Blood and Sand 15th is 9th, Sergeant S. Graham is 10th, God I don't know why I keep calling him Sergeant Graham, Bloomstar is 11th, Crazy Dude is 12th, and Jade Riz is 13th due to not qualifying. So we are looking forward to hopefully a clean start to the race, but you just never know. Maybe there'll be a bit of rain, maybe not. So where is, there we go, end of the session as we see the car crash into Monaco. Hopefully we don't get that in the race. So we got a nice little comment, pre-race comment from Bloomstar. His comment is to survive, which I'm sure most drivers will be. So the top 5 covered by just under a second, and then there's quite a lot of difference between 6th place and 11th place. So we're going to see how Racing Podge can handle the start. We go around on a formation lap, of course, gives drivers enough time just to heat their tyres enough to try and get the perfect launch from the grid. Oh, and it's raining, it's going to flood, look at it, state of that, that is going to put some fear into the drivers. A downpour in Monaco. Not even Lewis Hamilton in 2008 could deal with it, as he got a puncture, if you can remember that race. Brilliant race. Let's hopefully these drivers are brave and sensible at the same time, because it's going to be extremely hard. An extremely hard race for these guys. And apparently, word in the pit, it's rain all race. So good luck to the drivers out there. If you think like you could do better than these guys, message the page Speed Force Racing PS4 on Facebook. Give us a little message, we'll get you racing. As we go on our outlap now, so we've got 39 laps of the race, only doing 50% distance. Now the cars will be trying to warm their tyres up as we see multiple cars sliding into the barriers, so that ain't not a good omen for them leading into the race. Everyone seems to be doing it, so they're trying to just test the maximum amount of grip they can get with this rain. And as you can see through Racing Podge, you're not getting much grip out there, which is a shame. It's got 18 corners multiplied by 39 laps of horrible weather, dreadful weather to be honest. As we see all the cars trying to make it around the wet Monaco track. Now this throws it up in the air. Is starting on pole brilliant? Maybe, but you got cars that are going to be locking up with the wet weather. So if I was Racing Podge, I would get the best start I could and try and lead away from the turn 1 instance, which will be happening. So we got some more comments from S. Graham. He's looking forward to Monaco, even though it's a tough track, even tougher now it's raining. Hopefully I can finish in the points this race after my race was cut short in Spain. I've got a funny feeling at least 2 cars will not make the end of the first lap. Now the cars lining up on the grid. Here we go. It's going to be an exciting race. Right, all cars are lined up, so any minute now we should start getting the grid starting sequence. Here we go, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Long hold and we're off. Go on board with Racing Podge hopefully. And we do. Racing Podge seems to have got a decent start. He's got his teammate behind him. There's a little bit of nudging there between the McLaren Honda and the Toro Rosso. So Racing Podge gets a brilliant takeoff from his pit box. Grid start, sorry. He's a massive 5/10 of a second already ahead of Chopper. Chopper's still trying to close him down now. The rain is not helping anyone. Now, everyone would be like really eager to try and make up some places, but they've got to try and think. It's a rainy track on a very, very tight track. And I think Bloomstar has suffered a real bad start there. He's in last place at the moment. We'll keep on board with Racing Podge. We'll see the first lap out with him. He's in the run out there on the intermediate tyres. So hopefully it just stays the right conditions for Inters and we don't need to get the full wet tyres on, because I'm sure the drivers wouldn't want too much more rain now. So he is a massive 1.3 seconds ahead of Chopper. We've got third place is a second behind. Fourth place is, we've got a 3-second time penalty corner cutting for King of Assists. So would that be the rain not helping his case there, making him slide and making him extending his track limits? Got a yellow flag in sector 3 is Arman 9105. We'll go check out what's happened to him. Oh, he's crashed out. His teammate's in first place and he's crashed out. Terminal damage for him. What a shame for him. He's his teammate's in the lead, but he's going to be gutted first lap as we get a lap time of 1:32.546. So Racing Podge is trying to make his own time here. He's controlling his own race. Great pace. He's not pushing too hard. He doesn't want to make a silly mistake because the track conditions are not the best at the moment. So we'll run down. We've got Racing Podge first, Chopper second, Humbug is third, Techno Thriller is fourth, Lee Nell is fifth, Blood and Sand is sixth, S Graham is seventh, Jade is 8th, Bloomstar is 9th, King of Assists is 10th and he's in the pit, TJ Arness 18 is 11th and also in the pit. I guarantee that'll be for a new front wing, and I'm hoping the teams have shipped up over more than the usual 3 or 4 wings, because I expect a few more drivers to be using quite a few extra wings, because it is a terrible track, especially in the rain. A lot of people like Monaco. I personally don't. I think F1 has outgrown the track, but I don't run F1, so no one's going to listen to me. We've got a change of position, Bloomstar getting past Jade, so we'll go and have a look at Humbug, and Humbug and Techno Thriller having a little bit of a battle there. We'll see what happens. Oh, we've got spin. Oh, Techno Thriller had a little spin, a little bit of damage there, had contact with Humbug. Hopefully it doesn't require a new ring, it might just be a tiny bit of damage. See if we can get round, if he carries round. He's carrying on, so the damage can't be too bad on the front wing of Techno Thriller. As we see, he's got Lee now in the Williams behind him, closing him down. We won't have DRS because of the track conditions, which is obvious, but you can still get a good slipstream from the cars in front. You don't want to be behind them for too long, because your tyres will overheat, start to blister, and you will lose downforce. So Blood and Sand losing position. He's pitted actually for 8th place. He's now 9th in the pit, probably for a new front wing. As we keep an eye on Techno Thriller, Lee now, and the Humbug situation. They're all quite close together there. Techno Thriller, oh look at that, it's like a car park. They've took the corner a bit too wide, I think there. I think that was all stuck by Humbug, and then Techno Thriller riding the curb and tagging the car then. But it seems to be okay. We'll see where Lee now is. Does he have damage? He does not look like he has damage, but he will be a little bit angry there. He may have thought it could have been handled a bit better by Techno Thriller and Humbug. But it is in the rain, and you've got to allow incidents like this because it will happen. It's a tough track. We will go on board with Jade, and she's slowing down. She's got an issue. Just let the Ferrari pass. She seems okay at the moment, so I don't know what's happened there. Was she got past him incorrectly and she had to give the position back from the race stewards? We won't know that. But we're going to go on board with King of Assists. He seems to be struggling. The McLaren Honda. Oh, he's cut the corner really bad there. The conditions are tricky for him. He's trying though, and that's what we like, a tryer. Pushing that McLaren Honda around. Oh, and he's got wing damage. He's braking a little bit too late there, and it's cost him. We'll go on board with the Toro Rosso of TJ on this 18. He's not having a good race at the moment. Tricky conditions for him to deal with. And on the board with the Ferrari of Blood and Sand, trying to chase down 9th place. He's only 1.2 seconds behind. And keep it together, keep his race head on. He should be able to get a little bit closer. And Blue Star is coming out of the pit. He's a massive 12 seconds behind his teammate. Hopefully he can draw that back in. Hopefully he won't have to make another pit. I'm unsure on how long the tyres will last with the Inters, because usually you can get away with a one-stop race on the Inters, but some tracks just have a little bit of higher deg, so you may have to do the second pit stop. Racing Podge is loving it. He's 4 seconds, only 5 seconds ahead of second place, as Jay Reus is getting a 3-second time penalty corner cutting. Now the game is very strict on corner cutting, and when you have the weather in, it doesn't make it any easier, not at all, as we've got Chopper is in the pit, a new front wing for him as Lee Nell goes 4th. And we've got Techno Thriller, he's chasing down Humbug in 2nd place. Great little drive from him. A little bit of, touching the other car, shall we say, previous lap, but he's doing alright. He's 4 tenths away from Humbug in 2nd place. Techno Thriller he's trying to close him down. Difficult part of the track here to try and pass someone, especially leading up to a really slow corner. It's such an awkward corner to try and get right. You go too wide, you're in a barrier. You go too slow, you're going to get past. We'll go on board with Racing Podge, a 14-second lead. Ramovaj has gone, but it looks like Racing Podge has got speed and skills from Ramovaj. Yeah, he's passed it on. What a drive by the Ramovaj at the moment. We've got Yellows in Sector 2. We'll go on board with Chopper, see what's happening. And on board with Jade, she's trying to make it around the track at the moment. She's got to remember, a long way to go yet. The weather's terrible. It will open up the race a little bit more as pit stops are made. People got to decide if they can. Oh, she's made contact in the tunnel. Now, is that because she's got the tunnel's dry and she's on the Inters? She cuts another corner. She's got another warning there and a 3-second time penalty. She's going to have to try and brake a little bit earlier to make these corners, because she will have an early exit from the race. She will get the black flag and she'll be disqualified. As we're on board with Chopper. Now he's 2.5 seconds away from 5th place. He looks like he's got a bit of speed to him as well. If he just keeps it together, he will have a decent finish. On board with S. Graham, his teammate. So the Mercedes running 5th and 6th. Good points haul at the moment if you can keep it going. Go on board with Lee Nell and the Williams. Look at the rain hammering down there. Get a good you get a good view of what the drivers are kind of dealing with at the moment. The rain is just belting it down. Now, is Inter's the right tyre? I don't know. The way that the rain's coming down, I would be tempted to go for the wet tyres, but we'll just see how the cars land. If they start to slide a little bit out of each corner, then we know they need to get on the wet tyres. Techno Thriller now 3rd place in the Haas, chasing down the Toro Rosso of Humbug. Humbug gets a penalty there for corner cutting. It was a bad corner cut, but track conditions are not helping, so we can't be too harsh on him. He is massive, 14 seconds away from Racing Podge, so Racing Podge is controlling his race as best as he can. He's trying to keep it out of the walls as he completes another lap. Going to turn 1, he is 13.9 seconds ahead of 2nd place. He's got to really just control his race now. He doesn't need to do anything silly. He needs to keep it slow and steady, but not too slow. Not go as slow as me. He's always a bit of a slide there. Is the Inters holding up in this weather? Are the Inters clearing enough rainwater away? He's making sure he doesn't hit the bump on the left hand side, which is pretty smart. Here we go now. We're leading up to the slow hairpin. How's he going to take it? He's takes it nice and tight, going wide on the exit, avoiding the barriers. That's why he's leading with such a gap, as we've got Humbug and Techno Thriller having a decent battle, and we'll stay on with these two, see what happens. We're going to the slowest corner now. Is there going to be any contact, because Techno Thriller is right behind Humbug. Humbug trying to keep it together. He's doing well at the moment. A little bit slow coming out a couple of them corners. Now his track conditions get too bad for these tyres. seems to be okay at the moment, as Humbug has a little bit of an oversteer moment there. He would have been bricking it, to be quite honest. There's no other way to put it. In conditions like this, his second place he's currently in at the moment. He's going to want to keep it, and he's going to try and see if he can push Racing Podge a little bit. But we've got Techno Thriller, he's lining up a move, and we're going to have a nice move there. Brilliant move, in a place you wouldn't really attempt to manoeuvre like that. So that was a great move by Techno Thriller. Now we've got to try and pull away. Humbug is coming close, Toro Rosso hunting down at Haas. Let's see how they go into the two last. Lee Nell getting a 3-second time penalty as well. Corner cutting is very strict around this track. So we've got the Toro Rosso chasing down the Haas. Looks like their Haas is actually pulling away. We'll just see how this plays out up the hill now. Yeah, it looks like the Haas is actually pulling away. So we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2, so we're going to have a look. Got Lee now in a lonely little race there. 4th place though. Good points if we can keep on to it. Chopper is in 5th and King of Assists is in 6th, which is quite a good recovery. TJ Arnott in the sister Toro Rosso of Humbug is coming around the last corner. 5-second stop go penalty, exceeding the track limits as we've got a retirement. Blood and Sand. Oh, what a crash, and that's it. It's taking them out of the race. That car will be retired. So we've got 10 runners left. So we've got Jade Rios is in the Force India, 10th place. Esquire 9th in the Mercedes. Bloomstar in the Ferrari, the only remaining Ferrari racer now, in 8th place. TJ Arnott 18 is in the Toro Rosso, 7th position. 6th position, King of Assists in McLaren Honda. Chopper in the Mercedes, 5th position. Lee Nell in the Williams, 4th position. And look at that, Humbug is 2.5 seconds away from Techno Thriller, so it was a close battle, but Techno Thriller is seemingly pulling away from Humbug. Hopefully Humbug may be able to try and correct that and try and get 2nd place back with the pit stops. Don't know what type of lap the pit stop, but I reckon we should be going for lap 15, 16 for maybe the first stop. Push it a bit more, you can do 1-stop race. If you're going to go for a 2-stop race, maybe lap 13 would be a good time to pit and get a new set of inters, as we're on board with Techno Thriller. He's now massive, 14.8 seconds away from Racing Podge, and we'll go on board with Racing Podge as he laps Jade there. So only after 9 laps we've already got cars getting lapped, so Racing Podge is putting in a dominant display at the moment. Let's see if he can keep it together. Wonder if he's going to do a 1 or 2 stop strategy. He's got the time, he can do a 2-stop, keep them tyres fresh so there's no danger of any instance of sliding into corners or into barriers. S. Graham there getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So Racing Podge goes round the, well, 2nd to last corner. He's carrying on last corner now, so he's going to put his foot down, try and keep it steady. He's trying to eke out a bit more of a gap. Techno Thriller seems to be pulling about 3-4 tenths every corner. There we go, Techno Thriller, Humbug. Good little battle they had a couple of laps ago. We're on board with the Williams lead now. He's quite a distance behind, but you know, I won't write him off. He could be challenged for a podium later on in the race. Got another yellow in Sector 2. Sector 2 seems to be hard as Lee now is pitting. We'll go on board just to see. It's a new set of inters, obviously. And a front wing change as well, so a bit of damage there. But Chopper gets 4th place, he inherits that as Lee is in the pits. Mercedes doing quite well around here. Jade Rios getting another 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. The race stewards are being very harsh at the moment. So Chopper is 15 seconds away from 3rd place Humbug. Humbug 3.3 seconds away from Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller is doing quite an awesome job now pulling away from Humbug, and he's trying to close down Racing Podge. He's gained about 8 tenths this lap, but he's going to have to be gaining a good 1.1, 1.2 seconds lap to have a chance of closing him down come the end of the race. So Racing Podge in the run-up, he's doing an awesome job at the moment. Brake disc glowing there, a lot of work into the car. He's working the wheel a little bit. Is he going to carry on? He's going to pit. He's carrying on a bit of a slide there. He's going around the last corner. He'll be ending his lap, his 10th lap and starting his 11th. Got another yellows in Sector 2. Chopper now with a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Everyone seems to be doing it, but I don't blame them. The conditions like this. So we will go from King of Assists now, a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We will go for a rundown of the race. So we've got Racing Podge after a brilliant start, pulled away 2.5-second gap within 2 laps. His first place, Techno Thriller, gained a hell of a lot of time on Racing Podge. He's gained about 3 seconds in lapping a little bit. So he's on a charge at the moment. Is he feeling more and more comfortable? He's lapped Jade in the Force India. He must feel he's at the right time and in the right zone for this race at the moment. He's keeping it nice and tight, no little bits of slide either. Clips the barrier a little bit, no damage though. He's going to go through the tunnel now. This is difficult because you're going from wet to dry track on the wet tyres, but he's keeping it smooth. He's doing a good job at the moment, and he's closing down Racing Podge. Is Racing Podge having a scrappy lap? Because if he is, he's going to have to try and sort it out, because you can't let a big gap between you and second place get to your head where you start making silly mistakes or driving a little bit too slow, because second place will catch you up. He's taking it very slow at the moment, going round penultimate corners, and he is going into the pits. We'll go on board with Techno Thriller. Is he going to keep continuing? He will continue. He's on start finish straight. He will inherit first place as Racing Podge is in the pits. Now we're looking at Racing Podge maybe doing a 2-stop race. Anyone pitting now will be doing a 2-stop race, as we have now only 9 cars racing. That's how hard this track is. People dread it for ages. No one likes Monaco, and you can see why. So we've got Techno Thriller in first place, Humbug second. Racing Podge coming out of the pits. He's in third position. He will be on a 2-stop strategy. We've got the virtual safety car out now. We will go down. We've got Chopper in fourth place. King of Assist fifth. He's pitting in the McLaren Honda. Lee now in the Williams. Is he going to have a pit? He will be pitting. That should be for another new nose. TJ Arnott in the Toro Rosso. He is in 7th position. Bloom Star is in 8th position. And Jade continuing, even though being lapped, which is brilliant for her. She's continuing to race under virtual safety car conditions, so everyone has to keep to an exact delta time. You don't want to go too much quicker than a delta, because you will be penalised. So it'd be a good job for people to get a pit out of the way, because a pit time under the virtual safety car is less than if it was in full race conditions, which is handy for the guys that have got a bit of damage to their nose, like Lee now. So once we get past, I'd say lap 17, 18, it will be a 1 stop for those that haven't stopped yet. We'll check what tyres they're on. Should we go and lap the stops? As you can see, Techno Thriller has not made 1 single pit stop yet. Humbug didn't make a pit, he's pitting now. Techno Thriller is an intriguing race for him, because he's closing down Racing Podge before Racing Podge pit at quite a rate, and he's still going on his starting set of tyres, which is amazing. So hopefully he can keep it together. But Racing Podge will be closing him down. He's on a fresh set of enters now, so he will be chasing down Techno Thriller. We've got on board with Racing Podge in the run-up, trying to keep it nice and tight. He's doing well at the moment. He's got to close down Techno Thriller. We've got the Mercedes of Chopper in third place, so he'll be hoping for some decent points today. He does need them. He does put some decent displays in as well, which is a shame that he hasn't got more points than he has. But you know, different things happen on different tracks. Different tracks treat you differently. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake at Monaco, and it's either going to rip your nose off or it's going to just end your car. We'll go on board with Humbug in the Toro Rosso. He is 10 seconds away from Chopper. He's made 1 pit stop. TJ Arnott on 1 pit stop too. He's in 5th place, 6th place. King of Assist made 2 pit stops. Bloomstar in 7th. In the Ferrari made 1 stop. Lee now has made 2 stops in the Williams, and Jade's made 1 stop. So the only driver that hasn't stopped is Techno Thriller, and he's still going. He is maybe the Rainmaster. He's keeping control of his tyre wear. So his tyre wear, I'd expect maybe getting on the edge of losing a bit more grip. Let's see how he goes around these next few corners. His car's not stepping out. He stays up to the right to avoid the hump on the left. So we'll see how he goes around the Grand Hotel hairpin. He's keeping it nice and tight. He's going a bit wide. He's lucky not to get into the barrier then. We've got Racing Podge. He's pitted again now. That has to be for a new nose, which is going to be a massive shame for him. He was leading at one point, but he's done 2 pit stops, and Techno Thriller's done 1 pit stop, and he's flying at the moment. So Techno Thriller is 23.7 seconds ahead of the Mercedes of Chopper. As we see Chopper come around the corner, and Humbug is 3rd place. Intriguing, we'll stand with Techno Thriller, see if he will pit. Is he going to pit? No, he's not. He's carrying on again. He's got some special tyres from Pirelli. Oh, he's just controlling his race so well. Brilliant at the moment, because he's a whole pit stop ahead of Chopper. So if he's got a pit stop in hand now with 24.2 seconds, 24.4 seconds to Chopper. So that is working out a treat for Techno Thriller in the Haas. On board with Chopper, going down the pit straight, he's 24.5 seconds away from 1st place. 10 seconds behind is Humbug. As we go on board with Racing Podge, was the race leader for over 11 laps. Now in 4th place after 2 pit stops. 1st was planned, 2nd was for a change of nose. And we're going on board with 5th place Toro Rosso of TJ on this 18, 22.3 seconds behind Racing Podge. Hopefully he can close it up and try and push Racing Podge for position. We've got King of Assist pushing TJ Honest very hard to go around the last corner onto the pit straight now. King of Assist will try and get a slipstream, but he's got to be careful now because you don't know how early you're going to, TJ Honest is going to brake in these conditions. We both get around the 1st corner quite well, but oh, look at that, McLaren Honda has caught the Toro Rosso right up really quickly there, which is quite strange. I think maybe the Toro Rosso maybe got a slow get away from the 1st corner after the 1st corner. McLaren Honda looks like it's trying to make a move. It's just showing Toro Rosso, I'm here, I'm trying to get past. We are heading towards the hairpin now. Will the McLaren Honda make a little move? No, he's going to stay behind, try and keep it in control, try and just put the car in front of him under pressure. And we've got Bloomstar in the Ferrari. He's 8.9 seconds away from 6th place. King of Assist and the Toro Rosso will go on board with King of Assist. He's trying to make a move. He did get slightly past Toro Rosso then, but Toro Rosso reclaimed it. It's going to be a tight one. I hope this don't end in tears for either driver. They've got to keep it together. You know, it's a long race still to go. You've got still a massive 23 laps, and the field's deteriorating, cars crashing out. Oh, the McLaren Honda looks like it made a little bit of contact, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. He's trying to line up the Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso seems to be struggling at the moment, which is a bit of a surprise because he was running okay early on in the race. He's slipstreaming now. The Toro Rosso and the McLaren Honda, a King of Assist, will be trying to make a move. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. We've got Humbug getting past Chopper. We'll go on board with Chopper. Oh, we've got the Renault coming out of Racing Podge. Is that again? So Racing Podge was that 3rd pit stop? It's incredible because, you know, you're leading the race and now you're 4th place and you're a massive 37 seconds behind Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller is having an amazing race. We'll go and see if he's made any pit stops. Still not. No pit stops for Techno Thriller. That is amazing. That really is. That is crazy. So he's definitely on a one-stop strategy at the moment. And he's coming up to lap another car. He's having an amazing race. Would not have expected this in the rainy conditions, so he's going to be made up. He's just got to keep it out of the barriers, keep it clean, keep his head down, and he should get a great win. But we're still early at the moment. We've got King of Assist getting a 3-second time penalty. We've got yellow flag in sector 2. We'll scroll through and see we've got Humbug in the Taurus in 2nd place, getting chased down by the Mercedes of Chopper in 3rd place, 4th place TJ Honest, getting chased down by 5th place King of Assist and the McLaren Honda. These two look like they're going to go at it for a few more laps. McLaren Honda having a little look. right tucked behind him now. He's tucked right behind that rear wing of the Toro Rosso, so he's going to try and get this bit of a slipstream now. He's just not got enough. Maybe he's running a bit higher aero than the Toro Rosso, because Toro Rosso was pulling away a little bit on the start-finish straight. And we're on board with Racing Podge, another new nose. There we go, Renault will be in debt now because of the amount of shipping costs to get all these wings over. On board with Williams of Lee now. He's having a tough race, you could say. I'm sure if it was dry weather he would be further up the field, but not to worry. Early on in the season, it's only round 6, we've still got 14 races to go. On board with Racing Podge as he comes out the pits, and he's going to try and keep it as clean as possible because he doesn't want to keep pitting, because I'm sure he'll be on his final set of inters. I think you only get 4 sets, so I'm sure the pit crew would have changed the tyres, and he looks like he's made contact again. It is tricky out there. Maybe the tyres maybe need wets, I'm not too sure, but there's something quite not right here because he was leading the race by a good 14 seconds at one time. Either the conditions are getting tougher or he is getting to the end of his patience trying to get this car around such a tight and twisted track. On board with Jade still soldiering along, which is brilliant. She's still going to go for it. 9th place, 2 points. It's not to be sniffed at. If she can keep it out of the wall and try and limit the penalty, she will have a good couple of points coming her way. She's trying to chase down Racing Podge, but she's been lap biting. And we've got the Williams of Lee now. He's 7.4 seconds away from Bloomstar. Bloomstar on the Ferrari, 6th place. He is 12.8 seconds away from the 5th place of King Assist and the McLaren Honda. He's still chasing down TJ Honest in the Toro Rosso. Oh, there's contact. Oh, he's tried too hard there. He needs to kind of ease off a little bit. May not need to pit. We'll just see how he goes around the next few corners, see if damage is affecting him, but it was only such a little bit of the front wing. It shouldn't bother him too much. It doesn't look like it's affecting him. He's still closing up to the Toro Rosso as they go around the hairpin. That McLaren Honda seems to be getting a little bit frustrated there, but I'm sure that Toro Rosso is struggling in the conditions, trying his best. Stay on board for McLaren Honda, trying to get past this Toro Rosso, but it seems to be a big challenge for him. Toro Rosso seems to be pulling away in the tunnel as we get back onto the rainy track of Monaco. And look at the McLaren Honda, he's trying, takes a bit too much curb there. Stay on the track just for himself, just to get a bit of extra speed, but you've got to be careful because the stewards will come down on you like a ton of bricks. Look at the McLaren Honda, the way he just moves the car through the little chicane there, it's just excellent. Excellent control of his car, he's feeling it, he's just got to try and get past this Toro Rosso. TJ Honest in the Toro Rosso is hoping for another mistake by the McLaren Honda. They're so close now, there's going to be a move come down the start-finish straight. And the camera's just looking at trees. Here we go. McLaren Honda, he couldn't get past again. McLaren Honda must be running higher aero than the Toro Rosso. Here we go. Let's hope we don't have contact on this lap. Keep it together now. Let's see. Toro Rosso is defending very well. Great defensive drive in there. He's in 4th place, Toro Rosso, TJ Honest 18, and he wants to keep them points, so he's going to try and frustrate the McLaren Honda into making a mistake. But I don't think King Assist will be making a second mistake after losing a bit of wing. He gets super close. Nearly right up the backside of that Toro Rosso. He's got to try and keep it clear now. He's got to try and make sure his car doesn't overheat the tyres being so close to the car in front. Because if he's going to try a one-stop race, he's got to protect these tyres. I can tell you that Techno Thriller has made a pit stop because Humbug is 11 seconds behind, so Humbug will try it. These two are just going to be battling. We will go check the rest of the field. We've got the Mercedes there of Chopper, 3rd place, 3.8 seconds behind the Toro Rosso of Humbug. Humbug doing quite a good job. He's 11.5 seconds away from Techno Thriller, who is, quite frankly, Techno Thriller is doing an amazing job at the moment. But most of these drivers are doing an excellent job. Tricky conditions, like I say, as you can see on the screen. The rain is still belting it down, which is, you know, not helpful in the slightest. I find the game is very tricky to drive with wet weather. So we'll go and have a look at King of Assist. Still in 5th place in the McLaren Honda, still chasing down the Toro Rosso. He's trying to have a little sneaky look now, trying to put the driver off, trying to pressure TJ Honest into any kind of mistake so he can just take advantage of it. We've got the Toro Rosso, trying to do some more defensive driving. Every driver avoiding that big hump on the left hand side. It just puts you off going into your braking zone into that corner. It's not great. Here we go, up to the hairpin again with the McLaren. He's always trying to take a different line. They're trying to have a little look by the side of TJ Honest. Look at that, Techno Thriller lap time 125.435. Great lap timing in conditions we have now. So he's trying to still pull away, but Humbug is trying to reel him in. McLaren Honda looks like it's lost a bit of time, so we will go and have a look at Bloomstar in the Ferrari. Solid drive at the moment. King of Assist with 3-second time penalty. He is pushing hard on that McLaren Honda. Maybe needs to ease off a little bit. No point getting as close as you can to the Toro Rosso if you're going to get penalties. That knocks you back. We'll go on board with Lee now. He is 2.5 seconds away from the Ferrari of Bloomstar. Lee now there in the Williams. Probably hopes he could have had a better start to the race, but it's still quite early in the race to decide the finishing lineup. Go on board with Racing Podge. What a race through. Leader to second to last is not a great title you want, but stuff happens as the Ferrari's getting another new wing, but using his teammates' wings at this rate. Go on board with Racing Podge. He is in 7th position. He is 6.1 seconds away from Lee now. We'll go on board with Lee now in the Williams. 6th position now. He's trying to make positions up. On board with King of Assist. Here we go again. Never ending fight. These two will be loving the fight as long as it's clean and no more contact. The McLaren Honda needs to watch his track limits though. The Toro Rosso there trying to take a defensive line. Takes it tight coming around the little bend in the tunnel. Here we go into the braking zone. Both doing it nice. No little lockups, no little mistakes, but all actually a little mistake by the Toro Rosso as the McLaren Honda catches up. Good 2/10 of a second away now. McLaren Honda trying to get in the mirrors of the Toro Rosso, trying to show him I'm there, I'm trying to get past, trying to put him off. Toro Rosso though of TJ on is just doing a brilliant job there of defensive driving. We will look away, I'm sure we'll be back. Oh, Chopper 3rd place. He's doing a solid drive at the moment. He's 4.4 seconds away from 2nd place, but I'm sure he'll be happy with provisional 3rd at the moment. On board with Humbug, 15.3 seconds away from Techno Thriller. So Techno Thriller is laying down a bit of a gauntlet now. He is trying to extend his lead. And we'll go and have a look at the Toro Rosso and McLaren Honda, because it's the closest battle we've got on the field. Here we go again. At the end of Sector 1 going into Sector 2 now. These two, I don't know, I hope it doesn't end in a bad way, but I'm sure there's going to be a bit of damage here. Oh look at it, he's made contact. The Toro Rosso took it a little bit too wide, maybe clipping the barrier then, and the McLaren Honda then followed by banging his front wing into the Toro Rosso's rear end then. So here we go again, these two through the tunnel. Oh, Racing Podge. Oh, he spinned it. Oh, what, that's gutting. Race leader to non-finish. That is a shocking Monaco race there. And there you go, the wheel falls off as well, just to add insult to injury. What a shame for him, because he was doing a decent job, but the conditions getting to him. So we've got the McLaren Honda, King of Assist. He is 8 seconds behind TJ Honest. What happened there? That's odd. But he's going to inherit 4th position because TJ Honest is in the pit stop. And there we go. No knows there. That is a rarity in this race. So King of Assist is in front of the Toro Rosso now, and he'll be mighty happy as Lee now actually gets in front of the Toro Rosso. So the pit stops have shook up the order a little bit, and we will go and have a look at Techno Thriller. Here we go, this driver is doing all he can to extend his lead little by little, which is the best way to do it. You don't want to go around the track like a madman in conditions like this. So we will be quite happy as he has a little bit of a drift there. Just he only recently pitted, so maybe the conditions are getting a little bit worse. Maybe it's just pushing a bit too hard. but he's doing a solid drive. I bet he didn't expect that when he was 14 seconds behind Racing Podge early on in the race. Decent job though. Look at how tight that corner is. It's ridiculously tight. These cars are too big for this track now. Formula 1 management need to sort it out. They need to, you know, yeah, it's the jewel in the crown, Monaco. But it doesn't mean the same as it did 10, 20 years ago. It's not that special now. It's just more of a hindrance for some people. But that's my view. It's a hindrance for me. I hate the track. As we go on board of the Mercedes, third place for Chopper. Now, I bet he's loving it. He would have been made up to know that it would be third place in the rain-affected race in Monaco. On board with King of Assists, 27 seconds behind Chopper. On board with Lee now in the Williams, 4.185 seconds behind King of Assists. So he's trying to close the gap down at the moment. I think he might be able to do it if he keeps his cool, keeps it in control. He seems to be doing a decent job at the moment. The early pit stops wouldn't have done him any favours. The Toro Rosso of TJ Honest, 18, is 6th place. He's 7.87 seconds behind. Lee now, Bloomstar in the Ferrari, still going strong. 26 seconds behind TJ Honest, but decent drive, keeping it all together out of the barriers. And Jade, there we go, 8th position for her, which is brilliant. She will be loving it. That will be some decent points that she needs. We will go back through the order. So we'll go on board with Techno Thriller. Doing a sound job at the moment, keeping it nice and cool, keeping it under control. This is a really decent drive. I can't believe what happened to Racing Podge. The only one like that would have been a decent battle if them two had kept going at it. So I'm sure Racing Podge would have been battling with Techno Thriller for first place. Techno Thriller taking it nice and easy, working the wheel nicely there, not too much over aggressive drive, should we say. He's learned what you need to do to tackle a wet Monaco. And he's coming up to lap TJ Honest in the Toro Rosso, which will be disheartening. It's not nice getting lapped, but when you're at Monaco in conditions like this, I'd get lapped 50 times just to get points. Those points is prizes. Techno Thriller there, fastest lap of 1 minute 25.236 on the Inters, as everyone has been on the lap. On second place, 20 seconds away is Humbug. You know, yeah, he's 20 seconds away, but it's still a decent drive. Look at the concentration these drivers have to keep it going. We've got 13 laps to go, and these drivers have been mentally aggressive, but driving really decently. But as I say, that Humbug gets a 3-second time penalty. That will be for corner cutting. On board the Mercedes of Chopper, it'd be a shame that his teammate that didn't finish, because they were running in 56, which would have been decent points for the team, but he's still going to bring home a podium for the team, which is awesome. He's just got to keep it on the track. He seems to be driving quite smoothly, which is all, well, that's what you've got to do. People do, if you don't race this game, you'll never understand the difficulties trying to get an F1 car that feels like a bus around this track. McLaren Honda of King of Assists. Now, this is quite good for him. He's 4th, but he's got a charging Williams of Lee now. 3.5 seconds now behind him. Lee now is pushing it. He must have he's found his groove. He knows where to brake, where to go a little bit crazy. He's doing really well at the moment. So some good points there for the Williams team, but I'm sure he's going to want more. He's going to want that full position. Toro Rosso of TJ Honest. He is 12.7 seconds behind Lee now. He's still got time to try and close it up, but closing it up in this weather will be extremely challenging. But 6th place is still a good position. We've got Techno Thriller in the pit. Now that is odd, because when he pitted he could have done a one stopper, and he wasn't in the pit long enough to change nose, so it was just for an extra set of tyres. So he's got a fresh set of tyres, and he will be chasing down Humbug. He's 1.4 seconds away. Humbug will be on slightly older tyres, so maybe strange decision for others to understand, but I'm sure Techno Thriller has a plan in his head with super fresh tyres now. We're going to have tons of grip. As we see, Toro Rosso goes slightly wide there, nearly hitting the barrier. Here we go, we've got the Haas, come on. He's trying to close up to Humbug. It's 1.1 seconds away. Going through the tunnel, we'll be getting a nice slipstream here as he gains 2/10 of a second. This is going to be close. We'll stay with these two to see what happens. Two of the front runners in the race. Humbug will feel the presence of Techno Thriller. It is such a weird feeling to be chased down by another F1 car. You know they're there, you start to feel it, and you start to get pressurised, and that's when mistakes can happen. Let's see how mentally strong Humbug is. He's dragging it around. He's increasing his time. A couple of attempts there he gained on Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller's gaining 2 attempts back. Going on the pit straight now. This is where Techno Thriller will get a nice little toe. Hopefully he can make a move into turn 1, but I think he will try and play it safe. He's got nothing to lose really. You know, you're going to get points if you just keep it round because of the amount of cars that have not finished. But Techno Thriller is 3/10 of a second away. Humbug will look in his mirrors and see that Has, as we can see it through our camera position, he knows that car's behind him. This will send all sorts through his head. Do I drive defensively? Will it slow me down too much coming out of certain corners like this hairpin now? He's got to keep it a little bit tighter. Oh, he keeps it out of barriers, but he's cost himself a bit of time, but it's also slowed down Techno Thriller as well. King of Assist there getting another 3-second time penalty. Look at that, Techno Thriller going into the tunnel now, right behind Humbug. Humbug doing a decent job, as is Techno Thriller. Closest battle on track, but these two I think will be battling for another couple of laps. We've got King of Assists and the McLaren Honda in the pits as we get Lee now going up to 4th place in the Williams, so he's doing well. If he doesn't have to pit again, he'll be in a decent position. Look at this, you can feel the tension between these two. Humbug is getting chased down by Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller having a decent race, so is Humbug though. Now if Humbug doesn't need to pit, he is doing alright. He's just got to keep being defensive because it is near impossible to pass around Monaco. And then you add in the rain and it makes it a little bit harder. Look at that, Haas is closing in. Still can't make a move. He will be showing his car, showing first place. I'm here, trying to pressurise him. As you can see him trying to get a little to the side of the Toro Rosso. Look at that, Humbug is doing some great defensive driving though. Haas is looking, he's trying to eye up this move. Both avoiding a little bump in the road there. He won't get past yet. The Has, if he tries a little move now, it'll be daring, but maybe a little bit silly. But he's too smart for that. They will follow each other. Well, Techno Thriller will follow Humbug for maybe a few more corners. We'll go and have a look down the field. Chopper, Mercedes in 3rd place. Nino is 34 seconds away from 3rd place. TJ Alice in the Toro Rosso is in 5th place. King of Assist in the McLaren Honda is 6th. Bloomstar in the Ferrari is 7th, and Jade is in the Force India, and she is in 8th position. Oh, we've got Lee now in the pit. Straightforward pit there, tyre change, that's all. Let's see if he was going to get out in front of TJ Arnis. TJ Arnis is coming down the pit straight. I don't know, I think Lee now might just have it. It's a very tight pit exit though. Oh no, he's got him. TJ Arnis has got, as we see, Lee now coming out now of the pit. There we go. He's got a good little run up now. He's going to have fresher tyres. They've just come out of the heat blankets as well, so he will try and make a little charge. We'll go on board with Techno Thriller. He is 8/10 of a second away from 1st place, closing fast, but I don't think he's going to get past. Humbug, if he doesn't, I don't think he's got a pit. There's 9 laps to go. If he can do this, he will pull off a remarkable win, because 6 laps ago I thought it was Techno Thriller's race. The gap he had, but he pitted again. I don't get that. I will have to ask him about that later on, because the way his strategy was going, he was only needing to do one stop in the race because he kept his tyres good for so long. So it's a strange decision. Did he do it just out of safety, like a safety blanket, fresh tyres, get through? But I don't think he expected Humbug to be this competitive and this fast around the track. There we go, some defensive driving again from the Toro Rosso, doing a decent job at the moment. The Has driver is going to get frustrated like hell. Techno Thriller will be getting annoyed as the laps tick away, and he's still stuck behind another car on older tyres. He's got a fresh rubber and he's just nowhere to use it. We'll go around the last couple of corners. I thought Toro Rosso was just aiming for the pit lane there. He just doing a bit of Bit of a slide there. Here we go, Techno Thriller, he's lining them up. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, it's close. There's contact. Looks like Techno Thriller's made a bit of contact. These two are side by side. Oh, there we go. Techno Thriller's regained the place. That was a very tricky move to do, going into turn 1. Now it's all up to Humbug to try and get that position back, but he is on the older inters, and it's going to be a little bit tough because look how many laps on fresh inters it took for Techno Thriller to get past second place, the second place now of Humbug. Still close together, but I think Techno Thriller may just have this. On board of the Mercedes, 22.7 seconds behind Humbug. Chopper doing a good race at the moment. He is in the final podium positions. Got Lee now, he is 53 seconds behind Chopper. I think the extra wing changes have helped him at all. They can keep it together. 4th place is decent points. Oh, look at that, McLaren Honda going crazy into the barriers there. Pushing too hard. King of Assist and TJ Honest. Here we go again. Round 13 now, I guess. McLaren Honda having a little bit of a moment there. He will be chasing up, eager to pass his Toro Rosso. Ooh, have a look through the field. Bloomstar is 22 seconds from King of Assists. And there we have Jade trying her best to get this car to the end. Some decent points for her. Oh! Lee now has retired from the session. An odd one that. He was in for some decent points as well. That just makes it a little bit easier now for the Constructors' Championship. Williams will be dropping down the field with both cars. Well, one car not lining up on grid and the other failing to finish. We will keep on board with King of Assist and McLaren Honda trying to chase down the Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso of Humbug is 3.5 seconds away from 1st place. Techno Thriller doing a decent job. There we go. The McLaren Honda seems to get frustrated a little bit when he's held up. He seems like he is the faster car, but when he gets held up he makes a few decisions that he maybe would have thought twice about if it was a dry race and maybe not around Monaco. He's closing it, he's going to make a move, here we go. He's side by side with a Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso doesn't put up too much fight, he's actually, Toro Rosso is trying to put a fight up now. He pushes McLaren Honda wide, oh there's contact. Oh no, absolute craziness. Doesn't look like to be any damage, but that could have been played out a little bit better than what they did, and I'm sure they both thought that as well. It's a shame that's happened, but King was... Oh, look at that, he's been... Teammates are fighting there, and one of them has been lapped. Hopefully you let him through. 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. Jade, wow, I didn't know they give you that much, so she must be corner cutting quite a bit there. But as I stressed, track conditions are hard, and she is trying her best at the moment, and the stewards being quite harsh sometimes with their verdicts of corner cutting. So we've got TJ Honest in the Toro Rosso, again being chased down by the McLaren Honda. Are these two going to have contact? We've got a bit of lag on screen. Don't know who that's from. Probably TJ Honest with the lag there. There we go, McLaren Honda. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully it's a bit tidier this lap. He's got so much more pace over the Toro Rosso, it's crazy scary. Take it nice and easy. I think they might have learnt their lesson. We'll let that see how that plays out in a couple of laps. So we've got Chopper 3rd place in the Mercedes. Decent job, decent podium. Humbug dropping further back behind Techno Thriller, 7.2 seconds, but I don't think he's going to mind. 2nd place is an amazing achievement around this track. Techno Thriller, there you go, on 1 minute 24.831 in the Haas, a decent lap time on the Inters. He will be loving it now. He can just take it easy, maybe even save a bit of fuel. Just see how he gets around these next few corners. He's doing great. Car's hooked up nicely. We've got Humbug in the Toro Rosso still trying to chase down Techno Thriller, but if I was him I'd just protect that 2nd place, because I think 1st place is just about a little bit too far away. Mercedes of Chopper. Just see how he goes around these next few corners. Climbs up the hill. keeping it nice together. We'll go and have a look at how many pit stops they've all done. Humbug only doing 1 stop, which is really good. 4 stops for Jade, 3 for Bloomstar, 3 for King of Assists, 2 for TJ Anderson and Toro Rosso, 2 for Chopper and Mercedes, 1 for the Toro Rosso of Humbug, and 2 for the Haas. So Humbug doing quite a good strategy there. Well, he's only 9.6 seconds away, but he's only done 1 stop. Maybe the race was better for a 2-stop strategy. Seems the faster strategy to choose. We will go on board with TJ on this. To see the Toro Rosso, McLaren Honda for God knows how many times wrestles with each other. Hopefully they don't make a mistake again. A little bit of a moment from both drivers, rear stepping out from both cars there, pushing hard, tyre wear. Seems to be an issue for both of them. Could that be because they're fighting too hard defensively? Here we go, turn 1. Both around it cleanly, they will climb up the hill. McLaren Honda right on the heels of the Toro Rosso. King of Assist, he's eager to get past. There will be some talk with the stewards afterwards, I'm sure, about the incident a couple of laps ago. Good drive by him though. I know a couple of laps ago there was that little incident, but they are doing their best they can. That McLaren Honda is racing like it's got a Mercedes engine in it. Third place with Chopper, ends sector 1, beginning sector 2, going into a slow section leading up to the hairpin. So he takes it. Oh, look at that, beautifully done. That is how you take that corner, and I should learn that. We are on board with Humbug, second place. Toro Rosso, only 1 stop though. 13.292 as the fans giving a little round of applause there. Nice room. On board with Techno Thriller as he starts another lap. 13 seconds in the lead. It's going to take it easy now. I would. There's no catching you when you're in the zone like that. Humbug there crossing the finish line, starting his next lap. 13.5 seconds now away from first place. Chopper third place, 21.1 seconds away from Humbug. And here we go. McLaren Honda and the Toro Rosso again. This will either end up in tears on the last lap, or will be one of the best overtaking moves we'll see this season. But we'll see. We'll see what that McLaren Honda can do. We'll go on and focus on the McLaren Honda behind the Toro Rosso. He will be pushing TJ on his hard. King of Assist is doing his best to try and put off the Toro Rosso. But he's got to keep it clean leading into the final sector. You can't have what we had 3-4 laps ago. Seems to be dropping back a little bit now as he burnt them tyres up too early. He's 1.3 seconds now behind the Toro Rosso. And we've got Bloomstar just finishing a pit stop, late pit stop, so that could have been for a front wing. We will find out later. Jade's slowing down. Oh, she's getting out of the way. I thought she had issues then, because that would have been a shame for her. 7th position. She was just slowing down to allow the Mercedes of Chopper to lap her. Bloomstar coming out of the pits in the Ferrari, nicely controlled out of the pits. Usually you see him going on the line, he gets gets lapped by Techno Thriller. King of Assist, oh, he's having quite a lot of moments now. I think them tyres are gone. He's got 3 laps to go, and I think them tyres are done. TJ Ellis in the Toro Rosso will be a little bit happy that he can see the McLaren Honda further and further away. You can't see a lot in the wing mirrors, but you'll see that there's no McLaren Honda orange. And we've got Chopper in the Mercedes third position, 23 seconds away from second place Humbug. Second place Humbug in the Toro Rosso, he will be made up. If he can keep it clean now, just 2 and a bit laps to go, he will be made up with second position. We will ride on board with Techno Thriller for a little bit. Good control, he's raced really well, and as I say that, he clips the barrier, takes a bit more curbs because the car's been off put then. There we go, tedious slow corner. He's come back to the last corner now. Start finish straight. There are 2 laps to go. What a drive by him. He will be happy with it. I'd be happy with that. Here we go. Toro Rosso of Hamburg. Seems like his tyres are starting to go. Only one stopped the race, so I'm not surprised. Keeps pushing it hard though. He'll be racing on rims come the end of the race because them tyres are shot. Chopper in the Mercedes now. It's 23 seconds away. This is a 1 minute 11 seconds ahead of 4th place, so 3rd place still signed up. Just got to keep it on the track now. 2 laps to go and he should be claiming a nice podium position there. Toro Rosso, the sister car of 2nd place Hamburg, is TJ Honest 18. He is now 1.4 seconds ahead of the McLaren, but the McLaren, it looks like, maybe just backed off for a lap and a half, just to maybe see if he can try one last charge at him, and he seems to be doing it. He's closing quite quickly onto the back of the Toro Rosso, so the McLaren may just have a little bit left in them tyres. That McLaren Honda, I give it to King of Assists, he does not give up, and that is great to see. Yeah, I'm bored with Hamburg and Toro Rosso. It's 17.8 seconds. Seems a lot, but with these conditions, I think that's a really decent job there. Even more so than Techno Filler is on his last lap. We'll arrive with him on his last lap. There we go. Coming down to the downhill section now. Is he going to go over the bump? He goes over the bump. Will that affect him braking? It does, and look at that control as we go down to the hairpin now. Such an awkward corner to get right as TJ Honest gets a 3-second time penalty now. Will that affect him with the McLaren Honda? We'll have to wait and see to the end of the race to see the provisional classification. Goes through the tunnel one more time. Decent race by him. He will be made up with that. What a drive by him. Now, was it wise him doing that second stop? I think so. I didn't understand it, but when he did it, but seeing that he's pulled an 18-second gap, I think it was a security blanket for him. Just in case he did get put under pressure, he's got more grip. Bloomstad getting a 3-second time penalty. Go around, here we go, start finish line. And we get Techno Thriller becoming only the 2nd winner in Speed Force Racing's 1st season. And I think there will be many more to come. What a drive by him. Brilliant drive. He will be made up with that. We'll wait for the other cars to cross the line. Next will be the 2nd place of Hamburg in the Toro Rosso, which is a decent drive by him. He will be made up with that 2nd place on the podium. We've got Chopper, who will be due over the line any second soon. He's in 3rd position. As the other cars that have been lapped have finished their race. So, a lot of cars crashing out, but some interesting little incidents, especially with the Toro Rosso and the McLaren Honda, which may need to get looked at. And there we go, on the slowdown lap, we've got the Haas of Techno Filler. He will be absolutely delighted with his 1st win in this season, 1st win for the league. So we have our 2nd race winner after Ramovaj from the previous 5 rounds. Techno Thriller for Speed Force Racing, round 6, round Monaco, in horrible conditions. Great job. There we go. Has in 1st place round Monaco. What a result. He will be happy with that. Got Hamburg in 2nd place. And the 3rd place of Chopper and Mercedes. Brilliant job. Well done, guys. Quite a few penalties there. It doesn't change much. So Jade, she kept going 3 times spin lap, but she kept going, which was brilliant. Great job for her. 7th position, battled all the way through. So final race classification will be Techno Thriller first, Humbug second, Chopper third, TJ Honest fourth, King of Assists fifth, Bloom Star sixth, 7th Jade, and we have 5 non-finishers. We do have a couple of seats left in the league. If you want to join, message the page, facebook.com/SpeedForceRacingPS4. Drop a message and we will get you into a car and you could be racing next week in round 7 of our league. So there you go, Techno Thriller, a lap time 124.3 is best lap time, quickest lap of the race. And I think that rain will still be pelting down in a week. Terrible conditions for the drivers. Great job though. Brilliant job by the drivers. Alright, we will be on air next week, next Wednesday at around 8:25. And we look forward to seeing you then. This was Nightwalker commentating for Speed Force Racing. Round 6 around Monaco. Thank you.